Thanks very much, Dr. Sharon Mihares, for this inspiring presentation. I would like to start my presentation with the hymns of Isis, as introduced in the Golden Parade event in Egypt. The song says, "Heaven O to Isis, who gave birth to the morning. Give O to Isis, the mistress of the Netherlands, and two lands together. Heaven O to Isis, the one who grants many things to the king of Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt, all Egypt." This song with its music, which we have been hearing before the webinar, is sung by the hieroglyphic words. But this song did not only move Egyptians who were watching and listening, it moves other watchers. Many friends from around the world told me that they were crying and touched. Why? Today, Isis is not a deity to worship. She is not a personified goddess. The song resonates with the feminine archetype inherited in our soul. This archetype represents itself under other names and other images. Virgin Mary, Sayyida Fatima, Sayyida Zainab, Sayyida Khadija are not merely historical figures. Their stories evoke this hidden meaning of motherhood, love, self-sacrifice, mercy, protection, courage, and power. We sense these emotions by our souls, not by our minds. There are more to know through our heart. What we know by our heart should impact our consciousness and give us a clue to change our perception of ourselves and the world. The world overlooks the reasons behind threats we are facing today. It turns a blind eye to the fact that human beings' arrogance caused lots of problems. When they thought they could control nature, exploit it, and use it for their own interests, nature revolted, as we can see in the threat of climate change. Other people believe that one religion should prevail over other belief systems. Wars in the name of God have erupted in different places and different times. Terrorist groups from different beliefs use violence to kill the innocents and they impose their belief by force. Even worse, they persuade young people to join. Racism and ethnocentrism disguise under seeming good notions, such as modernizing the less advantageous, changing indigenous cultures, fighting the axis of evil. Colony and Western culture hegemony justify these policies using these notions. The shift of consciousness that we aspire brings the feminine energy to replace the old paradigm. The call for awakening the feminine is a call that aims at liberating human beings from the illusion that they are isolated. It's a call to uncover the aspect of our humanity that ties us together regardless of cultural background. It's a new vision of our common human spiritual heritage that manifests in different cultural languages. It is a renewal of a shared culture that acknowledges diversities and celebrates commonality. It opens the door to unfold our connections to nature and to the cosmos. The old wisdom renews itself in scientific perspective. Many branches of knowledge have been emerging And amazingly, they bring the old wisdom to our consciousness in scientific approaches. Depth psychology, quantum physics, epigenetics, and morphogenetics fields support the process and power of transformation, along with the capacity to experience non-ordinary realities and non-locality. Supported by old wisdom and new scientific approaches, our book is not about an ideological or philosophical outlook. It guides the path to unfold our interconnectedness as human beings with nature and bring this to our consciousness and to our everyday life. That is the way to save the world from fateful destruction. This awareness may start by grassroots, but should serve rich policymakers. Science, spirituality, and policies should go hand in hand to serve our planet and to save and to have in order to have a better future for coming generation. As an Egyptian Sufi Muslim, I would like to give brief idea of how the feminine archetype is the core of our spiritual heritage. For the ancient Egyptian, the creation of the world took place when Shu, the air, and Tefentu, the water, interfered into the undefined darkness and separated the earth's gap from the sky. Notice that what's happening, what happened in the mind of the ancient Egyptian. Both the earth and the sky remain connected and give birth to Isis, Osiris, Set, and Nephthys. This mythology reflects the ancient Egyptian awareness which impacted their knowledge. They created a civilization that astonished the world with its achievement, scientifically, in science and in art. This feeling of connectedness still resides deep in the heart of the Egyptian in their folklore. However, they need to trigger it out and to take a step toward make it a source of creative inspiration to improve living conditions and scientific knowledge. Islam is a religion of love and peace. And Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a messenger of mercy. Every verse in the Quran starts with, in the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most compassionate. It's heartbreaking to watch around and see how much Muslims have deviated from this core goal of Islam. We need to face our shadow to evoke light. It is within Islam's teaching that the feminine archetype is present. It manifests in the teaching of the Prophet and his wisdom. Women in his life had roles to play to spread the message of Islam as a religion of mercy. His wife Khadija, his daughter Fatma, his granddaughter Zainab played significant roles in this message. Added to his merciful spirit as manifested in his life, the Prophet Muhammad guided Muslims to follow him by understanding that his daughter Fatma was his feminine manifestation. They were interconnected on a spiritual level. He said to Muslims, Fatma is my daughter, and within her resides my soul. He pointed to what we call it now individuation. That is, in the process of self-realization, the masculine and feminine energies merge within our psyche. The Prophet Muhammad is mercy for humankind and exemplar and teacher to the world. When the masculine energy merges with the feminine, its power evokes light. He did not differentiate between himself and his daughter. The lesson is to see beyond gender. The power of the feminine is an archetypal energy that can heal the psychological split. Collectively, we hope that this power would bring the world together as one family. This would be possible with a new paradigm that focuses on breaking barriers based on race, gender, or religion. Women need to heal from a long history of humiliation and dehumanization. They should be given the chance to reconcile with the power of the feminine within themselves. I end my presentation by a quote from my biography. I said, "Love is the fruit of a soul that has been purified and given the chance to self-express its individuality and its uniqueness. Yet it is connected to the whole. The oneness of life and the oneness of humanity do not cancel diversities. Love connects us through the archetypal power of the feminine." Thank you. I'd like to give Dardo Charling the floor to her presentation.